Cool to know.
So, hi, my name is Noah, and my sculpture is really about the things that I love in general. And I love music, and New Orleans was a big inspiration for this piece, particularly. This is Nathan Williams of Nathan and the Zydeco Cha-Chas. I try to go down to New Orleans for Jazz Fest whenever I can, and so that's really an inspiration for this piece. But a lot of my work is really about motion and music, and inspired by all locations all over the world. I mean, I've been to India about 5 times, and a lot of my work is inspired by the people and the culture there. I think a lot of the work that comes through me feels very African. It always feels very inspired by different cultures and different people in the world. Welding I love because it's a material that's really primal, and it's all about fire and metal, and it's immediate. I got my start doing ceramic, and things would explode and blow up and break. So I feel that metal is just a solid material that's good to work in. I like to show the age in the metal. So like part of my material, the way I work is I use a patina. So I'll put a copper coating on the metal. This is all made from sheet metal, steel, and then I'll spray the chemical patina on there, and it will give it a really good, funky rust. Very much like the way ceramic gets a glaze, and you really don't know what's going to come out of it. So a lot of the way I work is very free and inspirational, and it just comes through me. I don't make a preliminary drawing. I'm just playing with the metal, and whatever comes through, comes through. So I really didn't have an idea how Nathan was going to come out. I had a general idea. I wanted to make a guy playing the accordion, but you know, he's his own life that kind of just appeared, and it was really great to meet him. You know, he's not somebody I knew exactly, and you know, I'm still getting to know him. So
I noticed you kept bringing up ceramics.
yeah.
Can you tell me a little something about that and how that ties into this?
Well, the way I work actually is kind of the way you grab little bits of clay. I think, like the way I used to work in clay, I grab little bits and stick it together, and the form and the way it's molded, and the fluidity, I think, of working in clay is very much the way I bring that quality to the metal. The way I, cut up little bits and grab little bits here and there. And like I said, I think the glaze, the glaze effect that you get from patina is very much like with ceramic. Yeah.
Ceramics.
Yeah, I mean, when I was 8 years old, it was really the first time I took a ceramic class, and I was instantly taken with that material and sculpture. And I guess what I love about sculpture is how physical it is, and that it really exists in this plane. I never was really into painting. It was always kind of got into more, imagination and fantasy, and I like to bring, I like to be a real creator and make people, and it was always bringing characters to life, with the way I work, and always all my work, if you look at it, it's all people kind of frozen in motion, and it's always about implying emotion and life. I mean, I try to give each piece it's its own soul, I like to invest my own self in everything I do. So everything I make, I feel, is very much has its own personality and life to it, and you kind of just walk away and do its own thing, live its own existence independent of me. They're like the kids, they're like my children, I guess. My feeling was to bring, to get the larger context, the spiritual connection, and so that's really what I want to do with my art, is to bring that spiritual experience together with the art, with the visual, with the music, to just get all the senses involved. And I feel like that's what I want to do with my work now. My current work I'm working on right now is I'm making animals. They're all the gods. Every god has an animal. It's called a Vahana. It's an animal that the god rides. So there's the great god Ganesha, who's the lord of obstacles. He's the remover of obstacles. He puts obstacles in your way. Sometimes you need an obstacle in your way, because you don't know what's best for you, and Ganesh will put an obstacle in your way or remove an obstacle. Ganesha is this giant elephant god, and he's got a human body, but he's got an elephant face, and he rides around on a rat. So I'm making his rat right now, and I'm making Shiva is the great god Shiva, the destroyer god, and he rides a bull, and so I'm making the bull right now. And so, you know, yes, the animal, they ride the animal, but also the animal has its own divinity, and everything that exists is a spark of divine, and everything that exists is consciousness. And so even though this looks like a solid metal object, really it's just these vibrating particles, and everything is just mostly space, but this is actually in motion right now. So I think that really brings it full circle for me. Like, my sculpture is showing the motion, even though it looks like a solid thing, but everything is really in motion. Nothing is static, nothing is solid. So my work is always in motion and always implying movement or moving actually. So.